Clarissa, Clarissa, Clarissa. The internet is tearing you to shreds, girl. They are ripping you to pieces. And I'm just here to use this time to give you grace, to pull you up, to offer you love, um, and to helpfully put a new perspective on this. Okay. This is Headlines in Motion, where we talk all things factual and in real time. Now, guys, I know Clarissa Shields does not make it easy on the internet. I get it. No, listen to me. I totally understand. She makes it very hard, okay? She she sets up the joke herself, and then, you know what I mean? You have to just follow through, okay? She kind of gives you the alley oop, if you will, to make sure that you can get the jokes off, you know? But what I will say, as bad as I want to join in on the jokes and the foolery, I'm not going to. I'm going to use this time to express a different viewpoint because I do believe we're joking on her and she does not deserve it. Now, here's the thing. I've watched a few clips and just little segments, right, of interviews that Clarissa has done. And in watching that, a lot of people think she's slow. I don't think Clarissa Shields is slow at all. I believe she has some arrested development. In listening to her story in her own words, she has expressed that, she was the older sister who did not eat, who went without eating so her younger siblings can eat. She had to basically fill in for her mom because she was just the oldest sibling. And I can just imagine something like that being very traumatic for a child. Like that is that's a position most children don't need to be in, okay? And I think that type of trauma and then probably just everything else with it created this arrested development. And I think from a maturity standpoint, I think she stopped around 16 to 17 years old. I think is where her maturity kind of plateaued, and that's where she stayed. So as she got older in years, but her maturity plateaued at 16, 17. I think you can see that in her fashion. I think you can see that in the way she talks. You can see that in the way when she be on live eating that food. You know what I mean? You can see it. I think that's why when she says things, sometimes people are like recently had said, someone had said that they like her wig or something like that. She was like, my hair. Then they posted all the clips of her actual real hair. Like, I just think some of that has to do with that arrested development. Okay. But things changed when she met Papoose. And might I add, I think it changed with her family, with how she saw herself, with how she viewed who she was in the world. I think all of that changed in meeting Papoose. Keep in mind, most girls when they're 16, 17, when they get in and first fall in love with a man, what do they do? The same thing Clarissa's doing. Everything's my man, my man, my man. Okay. They want to be seen out. They want the matching outfits. They want to spend money on him. They get a tattoo. She's doing everything a teenage girl would have done had she probably been able to have that experience. Again, the rested development. Follow me. And I also believe because recently what I did see as well is Tasha K. If you don't know who Tasha K is, child, just go ahead and Google her, okay? Tasha K did or was reached out to one or the other by Clarissa's, I want to say, sister and cousin, two female family members who just literally reached out to Tasha K to talk shit. I think one family member was on Facebook, and then that got to Tasha, and another one reached out to Tasha, something of that nature. But again, I just saw this on Instagram and I'm like, damn, like, why family members coming out against this girl, talking shit about this girl? And then the idea dawns on me, oh, she cut them off. Like, just recently, she was all down and Louis and, Louis, Gucci, and Prada, you know what I'm saying, getting her fashions. It's holiday time. They probably reaching out for money. And she like, absolutely not. They got cut off. And again, what happens? You get around a man who like, no, you don't need to be taking care of them grown people. You spent your whole life taking care of them people. They need to get up off their ass and do something, but and make some shake. You don't need to be the one taking care of them. And she probably cut them off. So now they're mad and they want to get in the blogs and talk shit about Claressa. That's the only thing that makes sense to me because prior to this, I don't remember anyone really prior to her dating Papoose. I don't know nothing about Clarissa Shield. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't remember family members coming out talking about her. I just believe it's because they got cut off. That's that part, right? Now she's so digmatized, she all into Papoose, and the girl don't realize, I think everyone and their mama is saying the things about Papoose. Like he just looks for a woman to, hitch a ride onto. He did it with Remy. Now that don't work out. That well has run dry. Now he's on to Clarissa. My issue, baby girl, Clarissa, y'all know what I say. Bring it in. Bring it in. Let's talk sister to sister, knee to knee. My issue is he always get up onto these interviews and stuff, and it's always my best friend. It's never affectionate. And for him to be the same man that supposedly held Remy down while she did her time in prison, I just feel like he would be a little bit more affectionate. You get what I'm saying? He always gives, he don't want to touch you. He don't want to be close to you. Now, I don't know if that's because of the divorce, but if it's because of the divorce, it don't that would not make sense to me because the relationship is already public. So, the relationship can't be public and y'all try to pretend it's a friendship. You see what I'm saying? Like it don't too much make sense. But I think because she's so digmatized and so in love with the idea of a man loving her and choosing her, that she's not seeing all the writings on the wall. You know what I mean? Again, I leave that to y'all understanding the arrested development part. She can't see the writings on the wall. She can't see what other people can see. You know what I mean? Everyone else can say, oh, that's a little bit questionable. That's a little odd that he did that and said that. Why is he treating you like this? Everyone else can see it but her because she stopped at 16, 17. So when you see the things that Clarissa's doing online and how she's talking and how she's moving, just remember that maturity level is not where you think it should be. You get it? It's not, Even her fashions, like, I mean, she's getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. When I mean a little bit, I mean like a mere morsel of better. Because when she first came out, when she was wearing them prom dresses and them big old chunky heels, it really gave, this is my first time stepping outside. It really gave that. And poor girl, because the internet let her have it. I was a part. I was a part of that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to lift the girl up now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to let me know what y'all think. Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree that Clarissa Shields suffers from some form of arrested development? I believe so. I believe so because of, again, we got the fashions, we got the way that she be eating food on live, the way that she just be telling these real childish lies that can be debunked and shown to be just not true. The way she reacts around Pap, it all screams arrested development. It just screams it. And she can't see beyond her own maturity level. You know what I mean? And I think, to be fair, I think Papoose knows a little bit too, because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very obvious the girl is struggling with not being the most mature, you know? And all of us, right? I'm not gonna limit it to just her. We all got childish shit with us, okay? If you want to sit here and lie and act like you don't, well, kudos to fucking you. But I believe everybody got a little degree of childish in them, you know? There's a little bit of pettiness in us, you know? There's a little bit wanna clap back, get back, you know, all that shit you can grow out of, because as a mature person, you just wouldn't do that. But I do believe that we all have a level of childish immaturity, you know, behavior in us. It just is what it is. But there's a difference between having an immature moment and just being immature. That girl is just immature, you know, and it's sad. And I don't think she's really gonna see it, because I don't know if she has people really around her to say, "Hey, you might need to, you know, step back and do the work on yourself." You know, I think, again, I've screamed it from the rooftops. People have got to do the work. Y'all have got to get in therapy. You know what I mean? You've got to go sit down and talk to the lady, because she needs help. She's stuck somewhere, and she needs help out of that, so she can then, you know, really progress and be, I think, the person that she truly wants to be. You know what I mean? Like, even when it was after Christmas. Now, I don't know, child. The internet is running around saying that Papoose spent Christmas with Remy and they kids. I thought they only had one child together, but who am I? You know what I'm saying? Who am I? That could be an internet rumor, but it wasn't until the day after, maybe 2 days after, that they got together, and she was opening gifts that he had bought, and she asking him like, "Oh, what do I use this for?" And, "Oh, this gonna be my this, that, and the third." And it's like, again, it just gives it just gives 16, 17. I've never been here before. This is my first time experiencing this. And I'm just having a ball. You know what I mean? The girl is having a ball, and I'm not gonna be mad at her for having her fun, you know? She does not make it easier. The internet does not care, of course, but you know, unfortunately, it is what it is, Clarissa. You know, I do hope that this message finds you, and I do hope that you know, you walk through what trauma you experience, because only then will you be able to kind of come up out of that arrested development. I know as we age, we think we getting old and we think we getting grown, but baby girl, you are not near as grown as you think you are. It just is what it is. So that's all I got on Clarissa. Not too much on my girl Clarissa, okay? She is figuring it out. Give her time, give her grace, and she will get it together. If you agree and or disagree, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think she is suffering from arrested development? I do. I don't know. I would love to hear from you guys. The internet tears her apart. I think we need to give her grace. Thank you guys for tuning into Headlines in Motion. Talk to you guys next week.